back at it again with another breakdown video, guys. And before we start, right, the guys at Tifo Football, fam, like the last time I did a breakdown video, yeah, you guys came out with like some fire tops, bro, fire kits. So I was like, I'm a little bit underdressed. So today I had to bring out the A game, fam, the Venice top from last season. You know, like I love this top so much. Like it's just sick. Like the black and the gold, and then the orange and the green. You know, but we're not on about football kits today, guys. We're on about the myth of South America. Like I'm interested to actually find out to what this video is on about, because for me, big fan of South American football. Love the passion down there to how all the guys from like Colombia, Peru, Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, like to how they play football. So yeah, I don't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. Let's get the breakdown started. Vamos.
Although the final result was not what they wanted, Manchester City will have been delighted to see debutant Julian Alvarez score a goal in the 32 minutes that he was on the pitch for the...
He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player, bro. A good player.
Community Shield this season. But the forward might not have been playing if the Manchester club had followed a rule of thumb adopted by many elite European sides. Never sign directly from South America. But is this a myth?
Okay, I see. Okay, I see now. I see, because when you get players like Di Maria, Sergio Aguero, bro, Ramirez, Edison, Bernardo Silva, you know, like Neymar, you know, like it's very, yeah, I understand what they're saying,
When it comes to the Premier League, there are
Luis Suarez came from Ajax. Like a lot of people wouldn't know that Luis Suarez actually came from Ajax when he joined like Liverpool, bro. Like Luis Suarez in Ajax was a bad man. I remember him in 2009, 2010, it was it?
Ballers who arrive at the so-called Big Six sides directly from South America. Of the current South Americans playing in the league, only 5 have made the move directly to a Big Six side. 3 of these players were signed by Manchester City.
Jesus was, of course, one of them. Isn't Man City also signed Keiki as well, isn't it? Was it Keiki too? Is a young Brazilian player, but I want to find out who these players are.
Gabriel Jesus, who recently moved to Arsenal, Julian Alvarez himself, and then Douglas Luiz, who was sent on loan to Girona, a club within the City Football Group, before joining Aston Villa, his current club. Beyond these 3, Gabriel Martinelli joined Arsenal from Brazilian side Ituano in 2019, and Kennedy joined Chelsea from Brazilian club Fluminense in 2015. Although he's only picked up a handful of appearances for the London club.
He plays for West Ham now. I'm pretty sure he just signed recently for West Ham.
But the reason for this wariness to sign directly from South America can be broken down into 3 main areas.
Is it
lower
Kennedy?
League quality, a lower tactical level.
Guys, is it Kennedy that signed for West Ham? Just a few more. Or is it Emerson? Yeah, it's one of those ones. I can never separate the two. I think it's either Emerson or Kennedy that signed for West Ham.
And cultural differences.
Left back.
So when it comes to league quality and tactical level, the step up from South American leagues to the Premier League is deemed to be so great that any move made comes with a certain level of risk attached. It's why many elite clubs would rather wait and see how South American players adapt to other clubs around Europe before bringing them in. Portugal is a perfect staging post for Brazilian players in particular to make the step to Europe.
I literally did a video of this like a few weeks ago. I literally because the whole Portuguese and the whole Portugal and Brazil relationship. Basically, like Portugal is just basically Brazil, but in Europe, you know, like the language, the weather, the whole entire climate. I literally did a video on that, guys. Please go check it out on my channel. I think it's about Benfica, the dark cloud of transfers. Please check it out, guys.
Not only is the step up smaller when it comes to league quality and tactical level, but also the cultural differences are less exacerbated than moving directly to...
it's less exacerbated because... Like again, because when you're a young Brazilian player and you're moving to Portugal, they're still speaking the same language, you know, still the same mannerism. So yeah, I'm not surprised about that.
To the UK, this isn't simply about adapting to life in a country which speaks the same language and enjoys a lot of cultural crossover. The step up to the Premier League also throws these players under a global spotlight that simply isn't there in Portugal.
Yeah.
But this route is a tried and tested passage for players to make it into the Premier League. Edison, Fabinho, and the recently departed Rafinha all made their first foray into European football in Portugal.
Rafinha came from Sporting Lisbon.
Well, two of the names mentioned as current Premier League players have made the step up successfully. Regardless of how you read his time at Manchester City, Gabriel Jesus has performed at the highest level both domestically and in European competition, something which has prompted Arsenal to bring him in this summer. Similarly, Gabriel Martinelli has adapted to Premier League life comfortably over the last 2 seasons.
Martinelli is a good player. He's a good player. I actually like Martinelli. He's a great player, man. I'm impressed by this kid.
Chelsea's signing of Kennedy will not go down in history as a success. And although he's now a regular in the Aston Villa side, Douglas Luiz never made a senior appearance for Manchester City. There's a sense in which clubs like Manchester City and Chelsea can afford to absorb these sorts of risks, and in the end, City did end up making a healthy profit of around £5 million when they sold Luiz to Aston Villa. But the success of players like Gabriel Jesus shouldn't really be viewed as a triumph of scouting. The Sao Paulo native didn't show up thanks to careful data filtering or the work of a canny-eyed scout. He was the best player in the Brasileiro Serie A in the 2 seasons where he featured. Julian Alvarez is cut from the same cloth.
River Plate.
Over the last couple of years, he was the standout in Argentina's Primera Division as his team, River Plate, challenged for the title. With both Jesus and Alvarez then, the rule of thumb about elite European clubs not signing directly from South America is worth breaking. But this doesn't mean the rule doesn't hold in most cases. And the temptation to break the rule is only increasing. Not only will the 5 substitutions rule for Premier League teams allow teams more scope to develop players, the introduction of the government body endorsement regulations around player work permits has made South American players much more available than they've been in the past. Where before Brexit, European players had freedom of movement.
Yeah, literally, United had this today with Anthony, literally today with Anthony.
Into the United Kingdom, there are now stricter controls on immigration into the Premier League. Players must now obtain a certain points threshold, at which point they achieve a government body endorsement, which will allow them to play in the United Kingdom. And importantly, the point system that's being used prioritises both the Copa Libertadores and the Copa Sudamericana, making players from those 2 competitions much more available to British clubs. So, expect to see more South American players in the Premier League in the next few years. But keep the rule of thumb about direct transfers from South America in mind, and don't assume that those players who sign to elite sides will necessarily flourish. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the...
Brilliant video again, once again from Tifo fam. If you're ever watching this, any guy from Tifo, I'll work for you guys for free, fam, because that's how much I enjoy your videos. But shout out to you guys. But yeah, it's very interesting, you know, with the whole South American players, because I never thought of it like that. Because I'll give a prime example of 2 players. Aguero and Luis Suarez, right? Aguero, when he came from Argentina, and then he went to Atletico Madrid because he made his debut when he was 16 years old. I was hearing rumblings of Aguero, right? Even when I was 14, 13 years old, bro. That's how good Aguero was. And then when he moved to Man City and then he started slapping out goals, I'm like, okay, I'm not surprised because he's that good. Same thing with Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez, of course, he's born in Uruguay, but I started knowing about him when he was at Ajax, and it was through Ultimate Team, because I was like, who's this Suarez dude? How's he got such a good such a good rating? And then when I seen Liverpool signed him, and then it was one of the first games we played against United. I'm pretty sure he created. I'm trying to remember from my mind there, because it was when he assisted Dirk White. I'm pretty sure he's one that assisted Dirk White to beat Man United. In one of his debut games, I was like, this guy is sick, bro. So I never thought of it like that. Again, seeing somebody because when you see a South American player, right, play for come from English club, what Man City did with Gabriel Jesus as well when they signed him, because my friend was like, Jesus is 6 years. I was like, I don't know this guy. It's a risk. I genuinely was like, this is a risk. And then his first season for Man City, he played well, but Yeah, man, this is why I love Tifo, bro. Like, I never think of things like this. I genuinely do not. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And teams like Benfica, teams like Sporting Lisbon, bro, like Porto too, even sometimes Atletico Madrid. Shout out to them because they actually take a chance, right, on these young players, and look how they turn out. Even Ajax as well, and yeah, and look how these players turn out. So shout out to them, and they actually make them too. But yeah, guys, that's been the video. If you got any thoughts, comments, or concerns, you know what to do. Comment down below as the usual. If you got a video request recommendations, you know what to do. Comment down. If you stayed so long to watch the video, thank you so much for staying this long. You like keep supporting your boy. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, guys. I'm interested in breaking down the myth of South America. It's such an eye-opening video this, because I never I never thought of this. It's never crossed my mind as like, why hasn't like Liverpool bought a player directly from Argentina or like Uruguay? Why hasn't like even like Tottenham, they've not bought like a guy directly from like Argentina or even like Brazil, fam. It's so eye-opening. But guys, I'm signing out. Keep it real. Peace.